Welcome, let's get started. Terms, expressions, and equations. Okay, that's where we're up to. As always, moving through our plan just nicely. All right, so a variable we spoke about last time, or a pronumeral, is a letter or a symbol, usually a letter, that's used in place of some sort of number. We don't know what the number is. We don't need to know what the number is just yet, but it's one that we use just in place of that number. The number in front of a variable is referred to as the coefficient. All right. So if we have 7x, 7 is the coefficient. Okay. And an expression's made up usually when we add some other term. So usually we add another term on. So in this case here, we've got 3k minus 8. We added on a minus 8. All right, and we kind of refer to that as a constant. But together, the whole thing makes up an expression. All right. 7k minus 5, 2x plus 3y minus 20. All right, there are expressions. Let's have a look at how we can make some up. So what we've got is this little symbol here, the piggy bank, represents a full money box, and the little coin there represents one coin. We use C to represent the number of coins in the money box. Okay, so C is now our variable or pronumeral. C is our variable for the number of coins in the money box. So Mary fills, where are we up to part A here? Mary fills one money box and has 2 coins left over. And we just picked that like this. But how would we write it mathematically? Now, the little piggy there is represented by a C plus 2 coins. C plus 2, which is what we've got there. All right, part B, Valentino and Loris decide to combine their coins. Valentino's got 3 money boxes with 4 coins, 3 little piggies plus 4 coins, and Loris has 2 money boxes and 6 coins. So if we think about them individually, Valentino's got 3 times C plus 4. Or another way to write that is 3C plus 4. All right, and C is the number of money boxes that are full, plus 4 extra coins. Loris has got 2 money boxes, so that's 2C plus how many other coins? 6. So what we're going to do is we're going to put these together because Loris adds his to Valentino's. And how do we do it? Down here. 3C plus 2. Sorry, well, a better way to start here. 3C plus 4 plus 2C plus 6. All right, and we can see that these are C's and these are C's. There's 3 of them there and 2 of them there. 3 plus 2 is 5C. And what we've got left is 4 plus 6, which is 10. 5C plus 10. Well, kind of another way of thinking about it is you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 money boxes. That's my 5C. And then 1, 2, 3, 4 plus this 6 makes the 10 down there. All right, let's have a go at these ones. How would we write these ones? So C is the full money boxes. In part A, I've got 1 full money box, which is 1C or C, plus how many coins? 3 of them, C plus 3. In D, this represents 1C. This represents 1C. I've got 2 C's now. 2C. 2 coins plus 3 coins is 5 coins. All right. Luke has 3 macadamia nut trees in his backyard. He says take away containers to store the nuts in. He's got rectangular containers and round containers. M represents the number of nuts in a rectangular container. N represents the number of nuts in a round container. So let's have a look. So in part A, we've got rectangular ones, so that's going to be my variable M. How many of them I've got? M plus M. I have 2 M's my answer. In the next one, that's an M, that's an M, that's an M, and that's an M. There's 4 M's, so I write that as 4M, which means 4 times M. And N is the other container, N, N, N. There's 3 of them. That's how many nuts he has. 4m plus 3n. All right. Write an expression. Here we are here. Write an expression for the sum of t and g. Sum means plus, and I'm using t's and g's. So the expression is t plus g or g plus t. Okay. It doesn't really matter which way we do it. Depends on what we're actually doing with this thing afterwards. Okay. All right. Now that's expressions. Equations we want to look at. The difference is equations have equal signs. All right. Now, if we look down here, this will probably explain a few bits to it. We have in the red box there the term, just 2x. In the next box, that purpley color, 2x plus 5 is my expression, but the green box becomes an equation because I have my equal sign in there. Okay, so if you look at the little picture to the right of that, y is a variable, x is a variable, 3 we call a coefficient because here's the number that's with the variable. It's 3 times x, 3 is my coefficient. The minus 2 on the end here we refer to as a constant because it doesn't have a variable in it, so it's a constant number. It's just a minus 2, whereas the 3x can change depending on what number the x actually is. And the whole thing's got this equal sign, so the whole thing we refer to as an equation. All right, so write an expression for the following. The sum of b and 2. Sum means plus, so it's just simply b plus 2. 3 less than t. So we can think of this as we start off with t, and we want 3 less than that. So we're subtracting 3 off. The sum of g and w, and 4 times d, or 4d. All right. Okay, another example. If y represents a number, write an expression for 5 times that number. We simply write 5y. Part B, 2 less than the number, y minus 2. Part C, 8 more, we just add 8 on. We started with y, we add 8 on. Now in D, we want the number divided by 4, or another way of saying it is the quotient of y and 4. Quotient means divide. Y over 4 is probably the best way to write it. Well, you could write it that way if you like, y divided by 4. And the next consecutive number, which means the next number above it, so we're adding 1 on, y plus 1. All right. If A, B, and C represent 3 numbers, write an expression, the sum of all 3 numbers. Sum means plus. The difference between A and C, we subtract. Difference means subtract. Product means times. Now I could have written A times B, oops, but the times is not necessary in the middle there, so we just write AB. And the quotient of B and C, so that is B divided by C is the best way. All right, you can have a go at these ones. I'll just quickly run through them, but make sure you do them, pause the video and do them before you listen to the answers. Same with these ones, have a go. That's false because it's got an equal sign, so it's an equation. That's true. And that's also true. All right, have a go at those exercises in the middle there, and we'll see you next time. See ya.